Good morning, Year 10. Mr. Stevenson here again. I hope you're all well. Your title for today is going to be Act 3, Scene 1, Themes, because that's what we're going to focus on for today. And please make sure you underline that, as well as the date as well. Get that down. Okay? So there are three themes that we're going to focus on today when reading through Act 3, Scene 1. Family honour, conflict, and death. As you can see, I've highlighted them in three different colours because that's how I'll be able to identify them when I'm reading through the text. You can choose three different colours, or you can underline and circle, etc., whichever you prefer. Alternatively, you can write the three themes down as headings and write the quotes that apply underneath each of those headings if you prefer. Whichever you prefer is fine, just as long as you can identify the different three themes that we're going to look at today. I'll see you on the next slide where we'll start reading through the scene. Okay, so as I've just mentioned, this is Act 3, Scene 1. Pause as and when you need to. Highlight or write down the quotes as we go along, okay? Pause it so you can do that, or continue listening if you can do that, if you can manage it. So, as I read through, make sure you engage with what's going on. I will summarise it at the end of the scene, and then there'll be some support pages for you to look at to see if you've managed to include everything and identify all the quotes in the scene. So here we go. Pause when you need to and take your time. So, okay, so Act 3, Scene 1. I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not scape a brawl. For now, these hot days, is the mad blood stirring. Thou art like one of these fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern claps me his sword upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of the second cup draws it on the draw, when indeed there is no need. Am I like such a fellow? Come, come, thou art as hot as a... Apologies for that. As hot a Jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved. And what too? Nay, and there were two such we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou, why? Thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more, or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addle as an egg for quarrelling. Thou hast quarrelled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, with another for tying his new shoes with old riband, and yet thou wilt tutor me for quarrelling? And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter. The fee simple? Oh, simple! But my head, here come the Capulets, but by my heel, I care not. So enter Tybalt and others. Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you. And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something, make it a word and a blow. You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me an occasion. Could you not take some occasion without giving? Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo. Consort? What dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick, here's that shall make you dance. Zounds, consort. We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place, and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us. Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, I. Enter Romeo. Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. But I'll be hanged, sir, if I were your livery. Marry, go before to field. He'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man. Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this, thou art a villain. Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none? Therefore farewell, I see thou know'st me not. Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw. I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender, as dearly as my own, be satisfied. O calm, dishonourable, vile submission, Alistair Carter carries it away. So they draw. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk? What wouldst thou have with me? Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives, that I may mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of his pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about ears, ere it be out. I am for you. Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up. Come, sir, your passado. So then they fight. Draw, Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbidden bandying in Verona streets. Hold, Tybalt. Good Mercutio. So then Tybalt, under Romeo's arm, stabs Mercutio and flies with his followers. I am hurt, a plague o' both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone, and hath nothing? What art thou hurt? Ay, a scratch, marry, 'tis not enough. Where is my page? Go, villain, fetch a surgeon. Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much. No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve, ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague o' both your houses. Zounds, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat, to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain, that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm. I thought all for the best. Help me into some house, Benvolio, I shall faint. A plague o' both your houses. They have made some worm's meat of me. I have it, and soundly too, your houses. So Mercutio and Benvolio go. This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf, my reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my kinsman. O sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened Valour's steel. So Benvolio's come back now. O Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth. This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end. Here comes the furious Tybalt back again, alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. So Tybalt's back now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again, that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I, or both, must go with him. Thou, wretched boy, that didst consort him here, shout with him hence. This shall determine that. So, Romeo and Tybalt are going to fight now, and Tybalt falls. Romeo, away, begone! The citizens are up, and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death if thou art taken. Hence, begone, away. Oh, I am fortune's fool, why dost thou stay? So then there's some people in the street have come. Which way ran he that killed Mercutio? Tybalt, that murderer, which way ran he? There lies that Tybalt. Up, sir, go with me, I charge thee in the prince's name, obey. So the prince has entered now. Where are the vile beginners of this fray? O noble prince, I can discover all, the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man, slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio. Tybalt, my cousin, O my brother's child, O prince, O cousin, husband, O the blood is spilt, O my dear kinsman, prince as thou art true, for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague. O cousin, Benvolio, who began this bloody fray. Tybalt, he is slain, who Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged him withal. Your high displeasure, all this uttered, with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt deaf to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all as hot turns deadly to point, and with a martial scorn with one hand beats, cold death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold friends, friends apart, and swifter than his tongue. His agile arm beats down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes, underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio. And then Tybalt fled, but by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die. He is a kinsman to the Montague, affection makes him false, he speaks not true, some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt, Romeo must not live. Romeo slew him, he slew Mercutio, who now the price of his dear blood doth owe? Not Romeo, prince, he was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt. And for that offence immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your hate's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a-bleeding. But I'll immerse you with so strong a fine, that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I'll be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none, let Romeo hence in haste. Else, when he's found, that hour is his last. Bear hence his body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill. Okay, so that's Act 3, Scene 1. Just to summarise what's happened there. First of all, Benvolio suggests to Mercutio that they go indoors. Tybalt enters and Mercutio begins to provoke him. And Romeo refuses to be angered by Tybalt at this point. But when Mercutio and Tybalt get into a bit of a fight, Tybalt stabs Mercutio underneath Romeo's arm as Romeo's trying to stop it. Mercutio then dies, but curses both the Montagues and the Capulets as he dies. Think about that. What theme could that link to? Romeo then kills Tybalt and flees when they have a fight. Prince Escalus chooses to exile Romeo from Verona as punishment, so it prevents him from returning to Verona, and if he does so, he will be killed. So that is the punishment that's been set by the prince. Okay, so hopefully you've managed to go through and identify some themes from some of the different quotes. On the next few slides, there are highlighted examples of what I found, and you may have different ones, but please make sure you go through and compare them to see if you've missed any and add to what you've already got. Apart from that, that's all from me from today, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Over and out.